The second records his first Major League K against Ken Griffey Jr. Bottom of the 8th inning, 3-2 A's. Canseco takes DeLucia's offering deep for his first home run of the season. Jose told Dresendorfer before the game that he would hit a homer to back the kid up. Oakland over.
Ricky Henderson, who is still going for the record in the dugout because still tied in the 7th. Jose at the plate.
He didn't bunt this one.
3-run home run shot off McCaskill, who had luck getting the strikeout earlier, but can't get by Big Jose. And that
out of the 4th. The game tied at 1. Jose Canseco at the plate facing Jim Abbott. And absolutely mashes this. Some 450 feet to right center, still in the air. Oh, there's your baseball. 2-1 A's.
California this weekend here in Oakland. There goes Gallego. Canseco sends one deep to left center. It didn't reach the flowers, but it reached the seats. And it's 6-2 Oakland. Monty Leone's delivery is a pitch about belt high out over the strike zone. Canseco extends those arms. It doesn't
see him and on the road, and this year he's having much more success at home. Acker with the 1-1 pitch, and Canseco with a high drive to deep left field, and look out here, home run number 5 for Jose Canseco.
Everybody thinks with Jose Canseco that you have to keep the ball way in on him because you don't want him to get those arms extended. If he's looking for the ball in, as quick a bat as he has, he can drive any ball out of any ballpark. Fastball up. Catcher sets away, gets a fastball, runs up and in, and he just turns on it. This is nothing but raw power right here. He has a good idea. It's out. Just he knows it's up there.
Beautiful night for baseball in Toronto. The roof opened in Sky Dome. Top of the 4th, tied at 1. Jose Canseco. Remember the blast he hit against the Jays in the playoffs 2 years ago? Well, not quite as far, but equally impressive just about. At least Jose thinks so. 2-1 Oakland at this point.
Bottom of the file, it was a home run derby. Roberto Alomar homer tied it, and then Jose Canseco with the huge homer left, and it was
number 3 of the year. Oakland still leading 2-1, but bottom of the 8th, we're tied at 3. Ricky Henderson on 3rd. Jose Canseco can win it, but he strikes out, one of his 3 Ks on the day. But don't worry, he'd get another chance. Bottom of the 10th, still tied at 3. Wayne Edwards, you're not tied at 3 anymore because Jose Canseco's just hit his 6th homer of the year. The A's go on to win it by the score of 5-3 in 10 innings.
2-2, 2 down, 2 on. Jose left field going back on it, Newsom at the wall. Goodbye, a 3-run homer.
If I was Jeff Torberg, I would be very unsettled about that situation. And I say that again. Because Charlie Huff had not retired Jose Canseco. Canseco had just missed a lot of pitches, but he was not fooled so much.
Fans are booing. Canseco's loving it.
And that's the way to get back at them. If they boo you and you...
you go get it downtown.
Well, it's a shame because Huff has pitched such a good game, but you cannot get away with mediocre stuff to Jose Canseco all night, and that's basically what was happening here.
5th home run off Charlie Huff this season. The A's lead 3-1. Popped up, Harold Baines, shallow center field. Look out. Great running catch made. Ian was over by second base. But Jose Canseco's 9th home run of the season. RBIs 28, 29, and 30 have given the Oakland A's a 3-1 lead. That was their 3rd hit. Power.
Of the day as Terry goes deep and Jose does the same. His 2nd in as many days. On back.
Jose Canseco, the future so bright, and the present, he's wearing shades. And taking this out of Chris Bosio, a hanging curve, two-run shot, and Oakland's down only 7-3.
Fine shutout last night by Frank Tanana and Mike Henneman. The fact that Canseco and McGuire were on fire, 4 home runs apiece last week, you wouldn't figure pitchers like that would shut them out, but they did.
Right field, deep, will it carry? Looking up, way back, goodbye, home run, Jose Canseco. Number 14.
Now, we mentioned earlier that this has been the toughest part, for whatever reason, for Jose Canseco to hit them in. Not tonight. Opposite field, upper tank, A's lead 4-1.
A towering fly ball. That'll be the 5th home run given up by Walt Terrell this season, and for Canseco, that's the 2nd in his career off Terrell.
For some reason, Jose crossed the plate shaking his head as if to say, well, gosh, if I hit it well, it would have gone over the roof. No right-handed batter has ever hit one over the roof in right field. There have been 3 that have gone over the roof in left field, Frank Howard, Harmon Killebrew, and last year, Cecil Fielder.
That's a long way up and up.
Ooh, about 510 feet, Cecil hit it against Dave Stewart last year. Jose said, hit it on the end of the bat.
Rampaging Minnesota Twins in the West, while the Red Sox took the field, tied for first in the East with the Toronto Blue Jays. Tony La Russa has had to deal with a lot of injuries this year. He's got to check his lineup every night to see who's in there. Jose Canseco in the game in the 5th inning, leading off the 5th in a 2-2 game. Don't homers look cool at Fenway Park? They zoom in on him out there as it sails out. 3-2, Oakland had the lead. After Harold Bain singled and Jose talked to the fans behind the Boston dugout, up comes Mark McGuire. Don't homers look cool at Fenway Park? 2-run shot from Mark McGuire, 5-2. Oakland had the lead. But Boston was able to come back. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning after Mike Greenwell tripled. They closed within a run. It's Tom Bernansky with a homer right at the Sitco sign.
The A's need runners here, down by 2. They've out-hit Boston 8-6. They've left them on because of Bolton's work. And Canseco drives that to right center field, backing up near the wall. Bernansky. Goodbye, home run. Jose Canseco makes it a 3-2 game.
The only problem is that he's still 1 run down. Jose, I tell you, you talk about not being able to answer them. That's one way to answer. Do it with your bat.
16 home runs on the season now for Canseco. Back to a Jose Canseco last night here at Fenway Park. Gardner got the arms out.
Well, that's something that we've grown accustomed to seeing 35, 37 times.
Dynamic, probably hitter in baseball outside of Canseco when he's hot.
There's a shot deep to left field. Back is Palmer. Goodbye.
Is a strong man, a sinking line drive about 370 feet that got out of here in a hurry.
I thought Palmer hit his ball good, but right here, this one of the hardest shots you're going to see hit. See, just clearing by about 3 feet, but a line shot.
Shortstop David Howard makes the catch, and Gibby's going to take a seat. Howard does, though, make the grab. Scoreless bottom of the 3rd. Tom Gordon throws an 0-2 slider to Jose. That is halfway to Mill Valley before it stops.
Way back. And gone.
That made it 3-0. And then to the 8th inning for a strange play. Montgomery's wild pitch. McFarland with a lucky carom, and Mark McGuire tagged out by Mike McFarland as the A's hold on for a 3-2 win. Canseco, 9 homers in the last 19 games. 9 of his last 12 hits have been extra base hits. Oakland now with back-to-back wins. Good news is Honeycutt and Nelson looked good in middle relief, and the Yankees 22 for 24 on saves. KC has lost 8 of 9. They are 1 under 500 now under Hal McRae.
Back on the mound after missing a couple of starts due to a sore shoulder, and he strikes out Willie Wilson. That's his 100th strikeout of the season. Bottom of the 4th, Rafael Palmeiro hits a 2-run home run. This one to straightaway center field over the 400 sign. The Rangers go up 6-1, but Jose, can you see that one go? A 3-run dinger by Canseco, his 19th. That made it 6-4. The A's tied it up at 6-6. Bottom of the 8th, Steve Buechele at the dish. 2-run score right here, making it 8-6 as Julio Franco will cash. Texas wins it by a final count of 9-6. Texas with a season-high 19 hits. Oakland is 0 for 33 when trailing after 8 innings. Hey, Dean Palmer, 10 RBIs in 7 games since being called up from Oklahoma City. And but first, we'll tell you about Jose Canseco. Hey, he turned 27 years old on Tuesday, and look at the numbers he's put up so far compared to the greats like Aaron and Ruth. Canseco trails Hammer and Hank by 35 home runs and leads the Babe by 22. But the one thing Jose has on those two guys, a date with Madonna. Beat that?
Scoring position now. That's his 10th stolen base, 10 for 14. Canseco delivered an RBI double in the 5th with 2 down. Trying to do it again here. That one to left field. It is deep. Palmer back, looking up. Goodbye, home run. Jose Canseco.
I don't know if it's Calvin and ESPN or just the wrong guys. Last Friday he came into a game in Anaheim, gave up back-to-back to Joyner and Winfield, and comes into this one, and Canseco gets fully.
Canseco was turned loose with the bases juiced. Well,
goodbye. This one is out. His 2nd career Grand Slam, 7th.
But when you're going bad, it's like you sit back and wait for something to happen.
Canseco in that great hitting situation right here. Did he get under it? James to the wall, and it carries out of here. It's rare to see a ball keep carrying late at night, but there aren't too many guys with the strength of Canseco. The A's have the lead. Number 22.
I don't think Frank Sinchek will ever take off his lucky frog hat again this year. This fastball is way up, and look at that. It's straight up in the air. Jose's so far underneath it. But when you swing a big bat, you're a strong guy. He's just watching. He knows it has a chance, and James gets back to the wall. But he just hits it so high, it just has tremendous carry to it.
A little extra energy. Do you think Jose Canseco had some energy? Dig this. Straight away center field. What's the movie on that flight? That is gone.
The year, Jose Canseco gets the idea off Swindell as well, curling his into the corner. It's his 24th of the year, putting it within 2 of Cecil Fielder. Canseco went 3 for 5.
The man familiar with fan ribbing, Jose Canseco, puts an exclamation point on the whole incident. His 2nd home run in 2 nights and his 6th in 11 games in Cleveland.
And it is gone.
His 25th home run puts the A's up 3-0.
To the wall, and it's off the wall. Ricky Henderson will score. Dave Henderson heading for the play, and it's 3-2 Orioles.
That should be a home run.
It is a home run. So it's a home run, and it's tied at 3. Anything to the right of that yellow marker out there is a home run. That ball got to the wall so quickly, everybody assumed it was in play, but it's a 3-run homer to tie it up.
It wasn't a tape measure shot, but it was a rocket. And it got out there in a hurry. You could have been 15 feet tall out there and not got back to the wall in time to catch that line drive.
To the right of that yellow vertical marker is a home run. That's where it hit. Anything to the left of it is in play, and he hit it in the right spot. The game is tied.
Look at that powerful stroke of his.
That's his 27th home run. Unless Cecil.
Chat. Anytime you're around Hindu, you're going to be talking or listening. High fly ball to deep right center field. Mel Hall going back. Out of here! Jose Canseco puts the Oakland Athletics ahead with a 2-run home run. To wonder, in talking as you were, Tommy, about Guterman getting ready to face Baines, whether they've gone one hit or too long with Wade Taylor and stumped Merrill out of there. Now Oakland once again has the 1-run lead as we go back and forth, and here it is.
Well, this shows you the power that Canseco has.
Up in the 7th, a golf shot deep to left, and watch Shane Mack. He leaps at the wall. He's got it. No, he doesn't. A heartbreaker for Mack and a home run for Jose. Take another look. Mack still can't believe it. It just pops.
And the other teams around the cage, they just want to watch the big fella go.
Well, he rockets one to center field. Back goes Junior. See you later.
We had the discussion earlier that for DeLucia to be successful, he has to hit spots. We were talking right before we went on the air. I did it again. You were saying, well, who do you think is going to go deep tonight? I said, well, it's hard to pick, but Canseco's the kind of guy that if DeLucia makes a mistake to him or Baines, he's going to hit it a long way. And here's a fastball right down Broadway. And he just crushes this. This is sheer power right here. Total extension. He knows it's gone. From the minute he hits it, it's gone. And to get it out here, up on that walkway, you got to mash it.
First going.
There's a high drive to left field.
35th on the year, 4th homer in 4 days. The A's up 1-0. Top of the 3rd.
People stop at the concession stands, peek out of the runways to make sure that they don't miss anything by Canseco.
Looking for a slider here. Instead, a shot, and it's going to go to tie it up. Canseco ties the game and ties Cecil Fielder.
All of those fans who held back from visiting the restroom or got out of line at the concession stand to watch Jose Canseco swing weren't disappointed this time. Gakler got ahead of Canseco with a couple of sliders. This time hung a slider. Canseco was there to hit it. Drove it down the left field line like a bullet. Ties this ball game. Yes, he did hang that slider. And no matter what direction you see it, whether it's from center field or on the right field side, that ball is gone. And Canseco knew it was.
The guy chasing Cecil, Jose Canseco, and he gained some ground, about 350 feet, and 1 home run. Jose gets 37.
Get in action this afternoon. Jose Canseco got things started in magnificent style off Todd Stottlemyre, who's been struggling lately. Number 40. Canseco goes out and breaks a scoreless tie at 2-0. Then in the 2nd, after the longest of hits gets thrown back, the A's season, top of the 6th, the A's getting back in painful style. Jose gets beaten Skydome as it's now a 1-run game. Go to the 9th. Base is loaded. Did Georgia. Jose Canseco, see ya! His 41st of the year is a grand slam. The A's explode.
Strikes out. Jose Canseco, who has complained about fan treatment here in Oakland, is now making his initial appearance since Canseco. Right field. Canseco stands in with Henderson at third base, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Blue Jays. Harold Baines, the designated hitter, is on deck, and we're in the first inning of play. Devon White hit a 2-0 pitch over the left field wall to give the Blue Jays the lead, and of course Toronto fully aware that Roger Clemens had a great game tonight versus New York. Now a bomb! They might love him a little bit more, and they do.
When Canseco's name was announced, you heard the mixed reaction. Some fans booed, some fans cheered. But with that home run, he has turned a number of those fans who have booed him into cheering fans as he receives a standing ovation, making his way back to the dugout. Canseco, his 42nd home run of the season, ties a career high set in 1988. Do you think he knew this ball was gone, Paul, when he hit it? Look at his reaction. A fastball inner part of the plate, drives it to the seats in left field.
The reply from the fans was extremely positive, to tell the truth. And, you know, before the game itself, when I was out here, I was thinking, will the fans accept me, or will they just boo me right off the field, actually? And, you know, sometimes you have to face your worst fear. I think my worst fear at the time was being booed right out of the ballpark, as a matter of fact. But it didn't happen. Everything turned out great. But, you know, when I was running out there in the outfield, before my first at-bat, I was thinking, gee, they've cheered me so much, I would love to hit a home run for them. And luckily enough, the first at-bat, they were cheering me. I looked around, got in the box, and the second pitch, I hit a 2-run home run. It was like a fairy tale.
He was loving it. 2-run homer. Turned around a 1-0 deficit, and there you see 42 home runs, tied with Cecil Fielder for the American League and Major League lead. 113 RBI. And he hits it sharply to right field. A base hit for Canseco with 2 away. Carter will retrieve. So Canseco, I guess, for another day, remains a hero here.
You could understand his comments if he...
Canseco. This has been sort of a love-in for Canseco here over the weekend after his comments on ESPN earlier in the week about perhaps pursuing a trade to leave here. He felt the fans were being unfair to both he and his wife. Well, they cheered him when he came to bat Friday, and then he promptly blasted a 2-run homer. And there have been these signs and banners around the ballpark all through the weekend. Here he is, 2 down, nobody on. The numbers are looking pretty good for Canseco. 42 homers, 113 RBIs. His batting average only 266, but he has scored 108 runs.
I think that's the key figure there that a lot of people aren't aware of. Runs scored. Not only does he drive in a lot of runs.
Jose Canseco had a lot of complaints last week, so we put it to him. What is Jose looking for?
You know, I don't ask too much. I don't want any more money. I'm really happy with my contract. I don't want to go anywhere else. All I ask is to be accepted by the fans. That's it. Bottom line. There's no tricks about it. It's as simple as that.
Well, there's your answer.
There's the acceptance. That's acceptance without an acceptance speech.
Well, he could give an acceptance speech, couldn't he? Right here. Jimmy Key has allowed only one hit. That was a hit by Canseco in the first inning. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Canseco has been a hot hitter in his last 27 times up, has 13 hits. Just under 500. Struck out his last time up. With only 2 base runners against Jimmy Key today. Single by Canseco and a walk in the 5th inning. He holds up for a ball, 1-1.
Canseco only 13 RBIs behind the Fielder. As you see, Canseco with 1 home run every 12.4 at-bats, and Fielder 1 every 13.5 ABs.
Got a good fastball and fouls it back. That was a good pitch to hit.
He missed his pitch then. You don't get many against a pitcher like Key, and when you get it, you don't want to foul it back. That ball was in the sweet part to hit.
Fans pleading with Jose to stay. Here is the 1-2 pitch to him. He went around for a strike. Had his strikeout number 6 by Key, and the second time he's gotten Canseco. 1 out in the 7th.
Do I hear a familiar ooh or ah, or is that a boo?
An ooh.
I love you, win or tie, and he ties this time.
A boo.
Tied up, as you might say.
He did. Put a rope around him. So Canseco is retired. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning of a scoreless game.
Look at that. And ball 1. I don't know if I want to go back on the subway tonight or not. Right field area at Canseco. Camera. Surely not. Might have some incriminating evidence on it.
One of the head security guards here at Yankee Stadium saw Tony La Russa when he came out into the dugout for the first time, and he immediately went to him and said, Tony, if anything happens down towards the A's dugout, similar to what happened the last time the A's were in town with the fan getting all over Canseco, he said he pointed to where he would be, and he says, just wave to the pavilion. But there are 5 security people down there right now.
Off to the pokey. The way things have been going, I didn't know if it's somebody or something.
These two closed out their 4-game series tonight in the Bronx in a contest that brought out the best and the worst. A fan tossed out of the game after asking Jose, how's Madonna and where's Esther, his ex-wife? Well, Randy Velarde heckled Jose on this drive. 2 runs scored. Yankees led it 4-1. Jose at the plate. It was just a rough evening all around. His former teammate Scott Sanderson. And Jose put a charge into this one, but Bam Bam Mullins.
The lose at 6-3 as Scott Sanderson gets the victory over his old teammates. But that fan who says he'll file charges against Canseco for threatening him says there was no reason to eject him in the first place.
In the back, there's a bunch of people like 10 rows back and 10 rows like to the side. They're all heckling him. And like all of a sudden...
What were they saying?
Like steroids, using steroids. Where's your gun? Where's the boat? Where's Esther? Where's Madonna and stuff? I was hearing. And it comes up to me afterwards, you know. I mean, like I even got up like to talk to him, like to see what he wanted from me, you know. Voluntarily. And then all of a sudden, you know, I get kicked out. You know, for no reason at all.
Harry Steinbach at the plate.
Holy cow, that hit him in the head.
Take another look at it. Steinbach tries to get out of the way, but it hits him in the flap. He would have to be carted off the field and taken to the hospital for observation. No word yet, but obviously conscious, and that was the good news. Minutes later, the A's still upset. Ricky Henderson wants a piece of everyone. Jose Canseco trying to play the peacemaker at first, and then he gets into it with Matt Marullo. They get into the wrestling match. Look at the top part of your screen, tossing each other around. Carlton Fisk, whose former manager was Tony La Russa when he was with the White Sox, they exchanged words.
Renee Latchman, one of the coaches. There's Reggie, hatless.
Yeah, wouldn't you know? I guess he learned. Well, I guess he saw she was hatless, right?
Can you imagine Reggie and the Queen going back to the Naked Gun move? Canseco is 33, of course.